This is the most insane college golf facility in the nation. 800 yards long, 200 yards wide, over 36 unique hole combinations, and 13 different greens inspired by some of the most famous course architects in the world. Iowa State golfers get access to some of the best recovery equipment on the planet, as well as a full indoor chipping and putting facility. Let's head down to the practice area and get this thing started with Women's Associate Head Coach Taylor Riggs.
Thanks for having me out, Coach.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
It's the greatest place ever.
Yeah.
So it's basically golf heaven. The silo, it's such a cool spot. The whole premise about our facility is that you can really hit any golf shot that you would find on a golf course here at our facility.
Yeah.
So a cool feature about our facility that I think is pretty neat, there's tee boxes that kind of are on the edges of the facility that are kind of hidden. So you can like create a hole from a different tee box and create a lot of different looks. All of the greens that we have are all USGA spec'd, and the tees are also USGA spec'd, so they're perfectly level.
How many combinations of holes can you make out here? Is it just like infinite?
It's really endless. We've had some guys come out here, some girls come out, and they've played 36 different holes in a day. So, for practice purposes, we'll kind of create our own maybe 6-hole loop or 9-hole loop or different things. So we'll do that based on the golf courses we're going to.
Okay, yeah.
If we know a certain set of par threes is going to look a certain way, we can come out here and create that.
Also just like pristine. The fairways here, everything's so nice. Like the grass is so lush and everything's in such good shape.
Our coaches, we say, if you can putt, chip, and pitch around here, you can really putt, chip, and pitch anywhere.
Yeah.
Our players' short games are usually pretty dialed. They're usually pretty good.
The main reason why their players are so good around the greens is the variety that this practice facility offers. They've got 13 different greens inspired by some of the most famous course architects in the world. Pretty much any green they'll see out on the course, they've got it covered here at the facility. Let's take a look at a few of them.
So this is the Donald Ross green. If you were going to go on a golf trip to Pinehurst,
I was gonna say, I feel like we just transported to Pinehurst number 2 here.
This would be a lot of fall offs, turtleback green.
Yeah.
This is a turtleback green here. Like I went to Pinehurst a few years ago, and I even came out myself and kind of worked on some short game stuff just to make sure I didn't embarrass myself.
Yeah.
So.
As we walked the course, I tried to find some golf carts with range pickers on them, but I couldn't find anything. And that's because
it is a pick your own ball facility.
Okay.
So every player gets a shag bag with Titleist Pro V1s, Pro V1Xs, whatever they play.
Yep.
You got to go pick them up, so you got to hit them pretty straight.
Yeah,
right?
it makes you think about hitting.
Yeah,
I'm excited about this next one.
Yeah.
Like something out of Scotland or.
So there's one that it's called a Barrett's, the big dip in the green.
Yep.
It's kind of famous. The golf course at the Greenbrier has this.
Yes.
Like the squared off green.
Yep.
Obviously the two parts where it's pretty flat, so it's one of the flatter greens on our facility, minus the big dip in the green. We keep the rough on this green a little bit longer than the others, just so we can kind of get some good rough work.
Yeah.
So this is another Keith Foster design green. It's kind of just at the back of our facility. Obviously a ginormous green. So you can do a lot of lag putting out here.
Yeah, right. So we're all the way back here on the far end of the facility. We're what, 800 yards?
800 yards from the clubhouse there.
Okay.
From here, you can actually play like an 800-yard par 6,
Well,
par 7, whatever it needs to be. But yeah, you can come up here and hit balls. Nice place, just kind of overlook the facility and kind of get a feel for the scale of it. And
do you guys measure fairways in miles out here, or how does that I feel like there's just so much fairway. I feel like I keep saying it's just so sick. Like this is just so awesome. Like anybody who's even remotely interested in golf, this is just such a paradise.
Having a great facility is awesome, but if the condition of it's not top tier, it's really not that cool.
How often are guys like dropping balls in fescue and like practicing hitting out of it?
It happens more than you think, because it's pretty prevalent out here. But you'll see, and the funny thing about our facility, it's so open, so if somebody's playing holes, you can really see where they go or where they're hitting from. So if somebody is in the fescue, you kind of know. We have 2 different tee boxes down here that kind of run off this green. We have a top tee box and a bottom tee box. This is obviously another great par 3 that we can use, hitting from this tee box to the Pete Dye green. So Pete Dye is kind of known for his intimidation and kind of how it looks. So you got 3 pot bunkers surrounding this green. You also kind of have like a fall off in the back left. That's very difficult. Of course the water is an intimidation factor for Pete Dye.
I mean, really cool, just like the fact that you guys have like water features on the actual practice facility is really
We try to make sure we don't raise the water level each year with putting golf balls in there. We don't want to do that. This is the Robert Trent Jones green. So if you were to go down to Alabama and play the Robert Trent Jones Trail, you would see some greens that look like this. So he's kind of known for his different levels of greens. So this is kind of a great green to hit wedge shots in too, and really work on keeping your ball up on the right level.
Yeah, right. We got a little top secret tee box up here.
Yeah, so I mean, from up here, you kind of get a feel for everything in the facility. You can see everything really well. You can kind of hit anywhere in the facility from
right. Here.
This is just another practice tee here.
Yeah.
So you can obviously kind of use it as a little bit of a practice range, kind of down this left fairway.
Yep.
But then you can also use these target greens as well that are copied after Titleist Performance Institute in Carlsbad.
Yep.
You can also hit wedges to the Robert Trent Jones green. Golf isn't maybe the most exciting sport to practice all the time, but we really focus on kind of keeping things engaging and keeping things challenging and entertaining for our players too, which we can do that out here really well.
I was just saying this earlier, we haven't even gone inside. There's a whole indoor facility. That was just the outdoor facility, so I'm excited to check everything else out. This is sweet.
Earlier in the day, I had the chance to check out Iowa State's brand new Stark Performance Center. This is where all the athletes eat, train, study, and recover. Outside of the practice facility and the golf course, this is where golfers at Iowa State spend the majority of their time. There's a dining area with nutritionists on staff, private study rooms if they need to get some work done, and even canned Gatorade, which had me fired up.
I'll notice it's on here, the Gatorade in the can.
For sure.
Is this a little throwback?
It's a little old school, but
they got everything.
Yeah, even got the fruit punch.
That's
for
awesome.
the Cyclones, right? Yeah. So.
They also had this Olympic weight room with a ridiculous amount of squat racks.
This is the Olympic sports weight room. So our teams will work out in here 3 to 4 times a week.
It's a lot of squat racks.
Every rack has their own iPad. So our players kind of have their own account. So they'll come in and log in, and then their workout will be on that iPad for the day. Our strength coaches can track their progress too.
Super nice.
With their weights and everything.
That's awesome.
And after you're done squatting, you might need to recover. Well, you came to the right place. Iowa State golfers have access to some of the most advanced recovery equipment on the planet. Let's take a look.
This is something that's pretty cool here. This is our cryo chamber.
Yeah.
Which is actually amazing. Now, if I had to pick one, I would do this instead
of
the cryo chamber.
Yes.
So this gets to negative 175 degrees. So you put your earmuffs on. You can select some music. I have to put some goggles on. Hop in. And you only have to be in there for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's different from an ice bath because when you get out, you're not wet, obviously. It does the same thing as an ice bath.
Right.
It's just probably less time, a little bit more efficient. The day before we're leaving for an event, our girls will probably come in here, hit this before we hit the road.
Any idea like how much these machines cost?
About $30,000.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty expensive piece of equipment. This is another recovery room.
Yeah,
so a lot of Normatex in here. Yep. This is a salt float tank.
No way.
We had a player a few years ago who had a back injury.
Yeah.
And so their remedy for her was come in here and float in the float tank. Pretty cool piece of equipment. Different, way to get your body right, but it worked. Her back started feeling better, and she ended up playing.
So it's like sensory deprivation, like you just float in the water and eyes are closed, and
so just salt water in there, and you just get in there and float, and
just relax.
Get you back to feeling
That's
good, man.
Awesome.
So,
that's so cool. It looks so sweet.
It looks cool, right? It's it's kind of different.
It's like Stranger Things.
Yeah, right.
On the way out of the Performance Center, I convinced Coach to show me the football facility, which was pretty sick. He also showed me where the golf teams dial in their wedges during the winter.
The Bergstrom indoor football field that we have, our women's golf team, we use this to hit wedges in the spring.
Let's head back to the golf facility. We've still got the entire indoor part of the facility to show you guys.
This is our main team room in here.
Okay.
So you'll see our players kind of use this big table as like a study space, maybe grab lunch there. Got a couch here, we kind of have a saying, you don't want to spend too much time on that couch because you should be out practicing. But
looks like a comfy couch.
Yeah, it is a very comfortable. It's almost too comfortable at times. Over here, we kind of have some different nutritional items. We have an espresso machine, which I'm a very big proponent of, and some candies. Got to have some unhealthy things in life. And then we have our nutritional staff kind of staffs this area of our facility.
That's a good fridge.
So we got some Gatorade and some protein shakes.
Yeah, that's one of the best fridges we've seen so far.
So this would be like our simulator room that we have.
Okay.
So we use TrackMan for our simulator and use their data. We also have Sam Putt Lab that we'll use kind of in this little front flat area. So we'll use this quite a bit in the winter time.
I'm noticing some like cameras.
Yeah,
on
so
the wall here. What do we got here?
We got 3 different camera angles here. We got from behind, out in front, and then kind of down the line here as well. And,
so are those like slow-mo cameras then, and you can really dial?
They can go normal speed, but then you can also slow them down to make sure you kind of get frame by frame. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So Then as we come out here, you know, we kind of have this wall, which is kind of a cool wall to look through.
Yeah.
The history of both programs. You know, you have the women's and the men's and the regionals they've been to, and then the national championships. We got a ping pong table over here.
Yeah, I love it.
So you'll see some players get invested in that.
Get those competitive juices going.
And then we also have this other cage here. This is kind of just a secondary option with TrackMan and some iPads over there.
Also kind of nice, you can like hit while there's football on the TV, you know, kind of do the best of both worlds.
Create the environment for them to just kind of be in here and be together. You know, we got Cyclones by the numbers. And this is probably the coolest piece in here. So this is the original artwork for the facility before it was built. So this was like the original plan. And so you can kind of see all the different architects that are kind of mentioned in the greens that they have out there. And then you can also kind of get a feel for the different shots you can play. So you can kind of see a lot of the different angles and options you have. So last year, something cool that happened, we actually had 2 players co-medal for the Big 12 championship.
Awesome.
So we had 2, as a team we finished second, both of them tied for first. Here we have grip changing station.
Yeah, I love it.
So we can do that, you know, players can be out practicing. If they need something changed, we can come in and do that. Lie and loft machine over here. You know, as much as we travel and airlines and everything, sometimes they get banged up or.
That's good enough. That's probably why I don't hit my wedges very well. I probably need to
we can get them tuned up.
Yeah, it's probably because I travel too much. The loft and lies off. It's got to be it.
Anytime a wedge shot comes up short, just say it's the loft is off.
Connected to the back of the facility are 4 indoor-outdoor hitting bays with some of the craziest training aids I've ever seen. Let's take a look.
So our players have the ability to hit in to out here. So if they want to maybe get some TrackMan work done in here, they definitely can. They can bring the TrackMans out and kind of use it how they would like to.
I've seen these guys. And I've always wanted to try one.
Please.
I mean, I think we got it, right?
We'd love to, yeah.
So this is for just like a little resistance for speed?
Yeah, a little resistance for speed and you know, having you hit it a little bit further.
It's not going to fly off.
You're good.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, I can see how that would.
I feel like we just picked up about 5 miles per hour swing speed. That's great.
I like it. I like it. What is this guy here?
So that is actually like a speed training mechanism that we probably use more than that other mechanism. But
it looks like some sort of like medieval weapon or
something you're going to hit somebody with. But it's really designed to train speed out in front of your golf swing. So it's the Mach 3 speed training system. So when you swing, you want to hear the swoosh of your swing out past the golf ball. Yeah, that was good.
Was that good? That's what we want?
Yeah, you can kind of hear it out in front there. So there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like speeds up when it gets to there too.
You see so many golfers, they try to have their fastest speed at the golf ball.
Right.
We really want to think about the fastest speed being after the golf ball and out in front of us.
Never seen that before. That's pretty rad.
Yeah. So this is our indoor chipping and putting green. So this is a pretty cool space. It's in a silo, hence the name, the silo. Right? Yeah. So pretty cool area in here. The holes that are around the edges all have break to them, and then the hole in the middle is designed to be a flatter hole. So you can also hit full shots and chips and pitches into this green, and it reacts just like a green would outside. So this green is actually sand based. So there's actually like sand.
And like how many months out of the year are y'all using this?
Maybe 2 to 3 months. Something that's unique about this facility and being in here, all of these silhouettes of up on the walls are former players. So I think that's kind of something that's kind of unique, and players from the past that have left a mark on the program.
Yeah, really cool. So, Taylor, thank you so much for having us out here, man. This was so cool. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys watching. Love you. We'll see you.